like with all married couples, gets tense after a while, and that applies to the most famous couple on the planet today, and that would be Mr. and Mrs. Claus. Hello, Mrs. Claus. This is DJ.
Well, hello, DJ. I thought I was going to get to speak to the equally famous Canadian Len Amsterdam, but I guess you'll do, young man.
Len who? This is Trash Talking DJ. My show is all about digging up the dirt. Is there anything you can tell us for shock value about old Santa?
Well, DJ, living with the old coot is not all gumdrops and candy sprinkles, let me tell you. He can be a real pain in the ass sometimes. 364 days out of the year, he sits around in his underwear and hogs the remote, flipping back and forth between the History Channel and the Discovery Channel, just waiting for a story about him to come on. It's all about him. And don't even get me started on those damn elves.
That is very shocking. Now, one thing you gotta admit about Santa, as a young man, he was a very good-looking dude. A real lady killer, but these days he's a bit of a fat slob.
Boy, you got that right, DJ. He's really let himself go these last 400 years or so.
Now, one thing that's being reported in all the tabloids is that there's a little bit of bad blood between Mrs. Claus and Rudolph. Is there any truth to those rumors? And can we expect reindeer steaks at the Claus summer barbecue this year?
Rudolph has no manners. That's my beef with him. And he's a lush. Oh, I'll find my own way home from the bar. That's what he always says. I've got that big red nose, you know. Well, ever wonder why he's got a big red nose? And then every Saturday night the phone rings. I've lost my way home. Can you come pick me up? There's nothing worse than a bulbous-nosed reindeer repeating the same drunken stories over and over and over. Hey, I guide Santa's sleigh. Well, yippee for you. I guess you still haven't learned how to clean up after yourself, bozo head.
There isn't anything worse than reindeer puke. Now, everybody knows how generous Santa can be with all those boys and girls that have been good all year long. Does this generosity extend to his long-suffering wife?
Are you kidding me? Last Saturday he said, "Here's $5. Go pick out something pretty for yourself and bring me the change." Bastard.
Santa sounds like the typical husband to me. By the way, what's his favorite meal?
Well, it isn't cookies and milk, believe me. His favorite meal is a fifth of whiskey with a side of monkey bread that I make myself, from scratch.
Monkey bread, eh? That's my favorite. Country Rose turned me on to that. You wouldn't believe the slop that I gotta eat at home. It's terrible. My wife is the worst cook ever.
I know. Mrs. Amsterdam's cooking is infamous worldwide, even way up here at the North Pole.
Well, there is talk in the press that Santa was going on a diet. Is there any truth to that?
That's another thing, DJ. Every Monday he says, "I'm going to start my diet today." Bah! Pretty soon all I see is his fat butt sticking out from the open refrigerator, and he's digging around, stuffing his face with my home-baked pies and reindeer loaf.
Can you share a funny Santa story for us?
Funny story. Well, one night I was just ignoring him like I usually do, when I heard, "Ho, ho, ho." I just thought he was enjoying an episode of Seinfeld, but it turned out he was having a small heart attack, and he was having trouble breathing. Everything turned out okay, though. Don't you worry. He's back overeating and not exercising, just like always.
Well, that's good news. Despite his faults, everybody loves the fat pig just the way he is. Well, this has been one of the most shocking interviews ever for Trash Talk and DJ. It really brought things home about Santa. I want to thank you, Mrs. Claus, for popping in to the Len Amsterdam studio. Ho, ho, ho.
Well, thank you, DJ. It's nice to talk to someone other than those creepy elves that are always underfoot.